Hi guys, I'm Ismail and welcome to your hip and hamstring flow for today. For any of us who are new to yoga, I do recommend trying my release series. This will just give you an opportunity to get familiar with some of the postures that we will be doing today. But when you are ready, let's meet on the mat. We're going to start today in child's pose, balasana. And the way I like to begin, guys, is just trying to bring my big toes to touch, knees nice and wide so we can get that deep sense of flexion into the hip and groin. Gently roll over. We're going to find ourselves nice and flat on the belly. Extend the hands forward or come onto the forearms, whatever feels good for you. Just releasing into the shoulders, the upper parts of the back and neck. Allow the torso to hang low as we soften into the breath. And really connect with our mat, the ground, our surroundings, acknowledging our time and space. As we bring our attention to the here and now. Bringing your connection towards the breath. As we gently allow the air to flow evenly and smoothly in and out through the nose. Allow this opportunity to set whatever intention you would like to for today's class. Whether it is a goal, a feeling, an emotion, maybe a person or a place. Allow these ideas within your mind to just embody your practice for today. As we search for a little bit of release within the hip, groin, and hamstring area. Let's stay here for another 5 full, long breaths. And gently now, on your next inhalation, we come onto our hands and knees, tabletop pose. And just bring your hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips at hip width distance apart. I want you to tuck your back toes, and we can gently just rock back and forward. What we're trying to do here is awaken up into the hands, feeling the feet and the ankles. You can begin to engage into your core by just sucking the belly in ever so slightly. Notice the triceps moving towards the back of the room, sending the eye of the elbow forward. Let's go for another 2 more. Gently from here, come back to center. And I'm going to send my fingers now towards the back of the room. Heel of the hand is moving forward. And I'm just going to do exactly the same thing. Just rock back and forward. You're welcome to lift up your palms or keep the palms down, depending on your flexibility. Steady with your breath. Just really breathe into your forearm. Last one. Once you come back to your neutral spine, I want you to flip your palms once again. And let's move through a couple of rounds of cat and cow as we open up into the spine. On your next inhalation, drop the belly, lift your gaze, cow pose. Exhale around into the spine, cat. Really push the mat away, lift the upper back. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly. Exhale around into the spine, chin towards the chest. We're going to go one more time. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale around, cats. Let's come to a neutral spine. And gently from here, I want you to untuck your toes first and feel the tops of the feet hit the ground. When you are ready, extend the right leg all the way back. Rotate the right hip down, kick through the heel. Now, very important here, I want you to feel the sole of your foot move towards the back of the room, engage into your thigh, feel the kneecap activate. From here, I want you to bring your knee towards the tricep and gently hold it here. You might notice the weight might shift from side to side. Try and have equal weight between both hands. From here, flex into your toes so that the toes are pointing towards the opposite side of the room. And all we're going to do now is pulse that knee. So send the knee up towards the ceiling and then bring it down. That's one. Take it up. Down. That's two. Take it up. Down. That's three. Take it up. Down, that's four, take it up. Down, that's five. Very nice, guys. Let's take it back up. And then from here, send the heel now towards the opposite side of the room and really open up that hip. Your gaze may be dead in center, or you may take it towards the right-hand side, whatever feels good for you. Stay nice and active into your feet. Keep taking that knee towards the ceiling. Take a breath here. And as we exhale, bring that knee all the way around and plant it down. We move through one round of cat and cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat pose, chin to the chest. Let's come to a neutral spine. Untuck your toes once again. We move on to the other side. Extend the left leg all the way back. Rotate the hip down, keep kicking through your heels, suck the belly in, push the mat away. Now let's engage into that sole of the foot once again. So I'm kicking through the sole, really engaging into the thigh. From here, just take a breath. And as we exhale, bring the knee towards the tricep, flex into the ankle, toes are pointing forward. We're going to pulse now once again. So inhale up, exhale down. That's one, guys. Inhale up. Exhale down for two. Inhale up. Exhale down for three. Inhale up. Down for four. Last one. Inhale up. Down for five. Very nice, guys. Let's slowly bring it back up. And then from here, bend that knee, open up the hip. I'm taking the heel towards the opposite side of the room. And just allowing that knee to rotate towards the ceiling. Nice and steady with your breath. Breathe. Last breath here. And as we exhale, let's bring the knee all the way back down and plant it back towards the ground. One round of cat and cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat pose, chin towards the chest. Let's come to a neutral spine. And gently from here, guys, we walk our hands slightly forward, about one breath. Tuck your back toes. Send the hips all the way up and back for our first downward facing dog. And from here, guys, you can pedal out the feet and just find any movement that feels good for you. I like flowing in between my downward dog and high plank, and it just helps me work with my spacing between hands and feet. But when you are ready for some stillness, have a look at your hands, guys. Take the pinky slightly further away from each other than usual so that the index fingers are in line with each other, pouring all of that weight into the inner line of your thumb and index through your first knuckle. Bend the knees if you need, and then focus on sending the hips all the way up and back into space. As we inhale now, come forward, high plank. From this high plank, lower the knees down first, tuck the elbows, and come all the way down onto your belly. I want you to take your hands off of the mat, cup the palms, come onto the tips of your fingers, activate the tops of the feet. Inhale, the head and chest lifts now for your cobra variation. We're going to hold it here. Maintain the bend in the elbow, activate the tops of the feet. Take a breath here. And as we exhale, lower down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Bring both hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck your back toes. We're going to come first up to our tabletop pose and then gently take the hips all the way up and back. Downward facing dog. Very nice, my friends. Just take 2 breaths here. When you are ready, bend the knees, gaze forward, and just have a look at where you are going. And when you are ready, just slowly walk now all the way towards the top of your mat. Once you arrive, I want your big toes to touch, feet are together. Slowly begin to straighten out your legs and let your arms hang nice and loose. If your hands are touching the ground already, I don't want you to forcefully touch the ground. Just allow gravity to do its work as you tuck the chin and round into the spine. We want us to stay nice and active now into the thighs. So from here, as we inhale, come up halfway lift and gently hold. Stay active into your thighs, feel the kneecaps engage, and your hands are either going to be on the ground now or they're going to be on your knees. Feel this anterior tilting to the buttocks, so push the bum away. Really straighten out the spine. Take a breath here. Exhale, gentle fold and release. As we inhale now, tuck the chin, wobble the spine, come all the way up to standing high mountain pose. And as we exhale, bring the hands down towards the heart center, tuck the tailbone, belly button into the spine. Really push the hands together. The elbows need to feel like they are moving away from each other. Steady with your breath. As we inhale now, high mountain, come to rise. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, come all the way down. Now we're going to place emphasis on the halfway lift now. So as we inhale, come up halfway, hold it here for the exhalation, engage into the thighs, feel your hamstring. Take another breath here. And as we exhale, step your right leg all the way towards the back of the room. Find your lunge. Drop the back knee down, Ajnasana, as the arms rise. Now my main focus here, guys, is not my arms today. So even if your arms are on the ground or slightly towards the floor or on your hips, that's perfectly fine. Our main focus is to sink the hips down towards the ground. So engage into the inner thighs, plant a bit of weight into that left big toe, pull the left hip back, release the right hip forward, really square them off. Once you feel that engagement into that piriformis and psoas on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, as well as the hip flexor on the left, then we may lift up the arms, drop the shoulders down and away, and keep sinking down for 2 more breaths. Last breath here. And as we exhale, bring your hands down towards the ground and find your lunge. Lift up your back knee. Take a breath here. And as we exhale, Skandasana now towards the back of the room. Hands at the heart center or on the ground, whatever feels good for you. Keep drawing the toes towards your face. Sink the buttocks down as you really open up into the hip and groin, lengthening into the hamstring. Gently now, right hand down towards the floor, left hand rises, and gently find your twist. When you are ready, take a deep breath here. And as we exhale, slowly come all the way back towards the top of the mat as you find your lunge. Take an inhalation now, body weight forward, lift up your chest. And as we exhale, extend your pyramid now, straighten out the left leg. Inhale forward, find your lunge. Exhale, extend your pyramid, straighten out. Very nice, my friends. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale, extend, and we're just going to hold it here now. So I'm pulling that left hip back, releasing the right hip forward. Squaring off my hips is one of the most important things. Keep drawing your body weight forward, active into your thighs. Gently, on your next inhalation, come forward, find your lunge. I'm going to plant my hands and gently step back to my high plank, where I'm going to move through my first vinyasa now. As we lower the knees down first, tuck your elbows, come all the way down. Inhale, the head and chest lifts for your upward dog or cobra. Exhale, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. As always, my friends, your vinyasa is your own, so you may do it in your own way. I'm going to be cueing this nice, easy version for everyone. As we inhale now, the right leg rises, three-legged dog. And as we exhale, take the knee over towards the left tricep, and I want you to hold it here. Come onto the inside blade of your back foot and gently extend the right leg. From here, left hand onto the hip. Hold it here as we breathe. Keep lifting up through the side body. Nice and strong through that right arm. From here, my friends, begin to build into the IT band ever so slightly. So pull that right hip in ever so slightly. And on your next inhalation, lift up your right leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower down, plant both hands. On your next inhalation now, extend the right leg all the way back. And as we exhale, step in between your hands as you find your lunge. As we inhale, come to rise now, standing splits. Nice and strong into that right leg, rotate the left hip down, steady with your breath. So I want to engage into my right thigh. Keep lifting up that left leg as high as you can. Take a breath here. And as we exhale, gently bring that left foot to meet the right. As we inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale is high mountain pose. Come all the way up to rise. Exhale, bring your hands down towards the heart center and breathe. Let's keep moving now. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. As we inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, now step your left leg back as you find your lunge. Drop the back knee down, allow the hands to rise. Ajnasana, the crescent moon. So let's not concern ourselves with the hands just yet. Just focus now on sinking the hips down. Squeeze your inner thighs together to assist with that process. And then pull the right hip back as you release the left hip forward. When you have the sense of stability, hands towards the ceiling, drop the shoulders down and away. Last breath there. And as we exhale now, bring the hands towards the ground. Lift up your back knee, find your lunge. Take a breath. And as we exhale now, Skandasana towards the back of the room. Hands at the heart center or on the ground, wherever you feel comfortable. Draw the toes towards your face. Really sink the hips down. Steady with your breath. When you are ready, left hand down, right hand rises, twist. On your next inhalation now, slowly come all the way forward as you find your lunge. Plant your hands. As we inhale now, body weight forward, lift up the chest. Exhale, extend your pyramid now, straighten out the right leg. Inhale forward, find your lunge. Exhale, extend your pyramid, straighten out. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale, extend, and we're just going to hold this here now, pulling that right hip back, release the left hip forward, a little bit of weight in that right big toe, active into your thigh. Just breathe into the hamstring. As we inhale now, come forward, find your lunge, plant your hands, and gently step back to your high plank. And we're going to move through our vinyasa now. Lower the knees down first. Tuck your elbows, lower all the way down. Inhale, the head and chest lifts for your cobra pose. Exhale, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, the left leg rises three-legged. And take your knee to the right tricep, twist, and then shoot that leg through as you plant it down. Bring your right hand towards your hip and just hold it here as we find some strength through the left arm. Keep lifting up through your hips. Let's focus into that left IT band now. So pull the left hip in first and then gently lift that leg up. We're going to pulse it now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice, guys. Take it all the way back up now for your three-legged dog. And gently step in between your hands. Find your lunge. And inhalation brings me forward now, standing splits. Nice and strong into that left leg. Rotate the right hip down. Take a deep breath here. And as we exhale, gently plant that foot and down. Inhale is halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. High mountain pose comes all the way up to rise. And as we exhale, hands at the heart center and breathe. Let's just take 2 breaths here. Acknowledging the soft subtleness of all the changes within our body. Maybe identifying where we're still holding on to a little bit of tightness or stiffness. Let's begin to move, shall we? As we inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. So touch the ground first. Ensure that the big toes to touch feet are together. Hands towards the sky. Tuck your tailbone, bring the belly button in. Now you can begin to really sit down into this imaginary chair. Or if you want, of course, if you're feeling a little bit tight, you can always bring yourself further up. But for those of us who'd like, you can sit down, tuck the tailbone, hands next to the ears, take a breath here. And as we exhale, forward fold and release. Inhale, come up halfway. And as we exhale, step your right leg back now. Find your lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale, come to rise. High crescent lunge. So keep now pulling that left hip back as we release the right hip forward, just as we did in our vinyasa when we were on the ground. Try to stack your shoulders above your hips, and when you are ready, hands next to the ears, drop the shoulders down and away. Take a deep breath here. And as we exhale, bring your hands towards the ground. Find your lunge. Left leg goes all the way back now for your three-legged dog. And as we exhale, bend that knee, open up the hip, squeeze your heel towards the back of the thigh. Take a breath here. And as we exhale, step that foot outside of your left hand. Runner's lunge, drop the back knee down and slowly walk your hands now as far forward as we can. But we want to make this as active and as dynamic as we can. So I'm going to tuck my back toes, lift up the back knee, walk my hands a little bit further forward. Lower the back knee down and hold. Let's do that again. Tuck the back toes, lift up the back knee, walk your hands even further forward. Lower the back knee down and hold. Tuck the chin round. One more time, guys. Slowly come back up. Tuck the back toes. Lift up the back knee. I'm going to walk my hands as far forward as I can now. Drop the knee. We're going to hold here for 2 breaths. Keep pulling that right knee, that left knee against the side body. Both hands come underneath the shoulders, and gently from here, lift up your back knee. I'm going to take a giant step forward now towards the top of the mat as I find Malasana, the goddess squat. Hands at the heart center, gentle lifting up of the chest. Take a deep breath there. And as we exhale, gently fold towards the ground, straighten out your toes. I want you to bind your big toes with the thumb and index, and as we inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend at the elbows, gentle fold. Stay nice and active into your thighs. And the more you bend at the elbows, the more space you'll find within the torso to just allow gravity to do its work. Release the bind of your toes and gently heel toe the feet all the way back together. Big toes to touch, feet are together. Inhale is Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold and release. Inhale, come up halfway. And as we exhale now, step your left leg back. Find your lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale to rise. High crescent lunge. So once again, if you're struggling in this posture, guys, and I try and identify where the sensation is coming from, I want you to just hold tight and focus on pulling that right hip back as you release the left hip forward. Stack your shoulders above your hips. And when you are ready, take the hands towards the ceiling. Last breath, yeah? And as we exhale, bring the hands down towards the ground. Find your lunge. Take the right leg all the way back now for your three-legged dog. And as you exhale, bend that knee, open up the hip, squeeze your heel towards the back of the thigh. Deep breath here. And as we exhale, step that foot outside of your right hand for your runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down, and we're going to go through that same process now. So I'm going to walk my hands a little bit forward. Squeeze the right knee against the side body, a little bit of weight into that big toe. Relax the head down. So let's pulse now. Tuck the back toes, lift up the back knee. I'm going to walk my hands as far forward as I can. Drop the back knee down, relax the forehead. Let's keep moving. Tuck the back toes, lift up the back knee. I'm going to walk my hands to its furthest point. Drop the back knee down, and we're going to hold here for 2 breaths. Very nice. Let's bring the hands now back underneath the shoulders, lift up the back knee, and I'm going to take a gentle step forward now. Malasana, goddess squat, hands at the heart center. What I want you to feel here, guys, is as you are tucking your tailbone, feel that lift up in your chest. Hold and breathe. Take a deep breath here. And as we exhale, fold and release. Straighten out the toes. We're going to find that same bind once again, guys. So bind your big toe with the thumb and index. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bend at the elbows and release. Release the bind of the big toes, heel toe the feet all the way back together. And as we inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands at the heart center. A gentle tuck of the tailbone, belly button into the spine. Utilize this moment to really soften into your breath once again. Let's keep moving, shall we? Inhale is Utkatasana. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale is halfway. And as we exhale, step your right leg back now. Find your lunge. Inhale to rise, high crescent. And as we exhale, warrior two. Drop the back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Open up your chest. Really bend into that front knee. Keep the shoulders nice and stacked. Open up your chest towards the right side of your room. Extend the hands as we gaze. Find that stability and softness within your warrior. Gently now, as we inhale, straighten out that front leg as you reverse the triangle. And as we exhale, triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Left hand on the inside of the shin or ankle, stack your shoulders, rotate the chest. Now what I like to focus on in this posture is that if my gaze is still on the ground, there is this tendency for my right shoulder to want to drop down. See if you can take your gaze towards the right-hand side of the room, and then over time towards the ceiling, really allowing for this opening up of the chest, aligning the side body with the ilium hip bone. Very nice, my friends. Gently from here, left hand is on the outside of the left baby two. As we inhale, half moon, come to fly. Now we're not going to be here for too long, guys. I'm just going to kick through the heel, rotate my chest, but I want to focus here into a little bit of hip mobility. So flex into your toes and bring that right knee into the chest, bring the right arm down, and then gently extend. 2 more times. Right knee down, gently extend. Last one. Right knee down, gently extend. Very nice. From here, I want you to take that right foot outside of the left. Dragon twist now as we bring the hands towards the heart center. And twist. Bring that elbow outside of the knee. Stable with your breath. Take a last breath here. And as we exhale, hands towards the ground. And just gently bring that right foot to meet the left. As we inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold and release. Utkatasana chair pose is your inhalation. Exhale, fold and release. Very nice, guys. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, now step your left leg back as you find your lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale to rise. High crescent. And as we exhale, warrior two, drop the back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Open up your chest. Try to always build your postures from the ground up, guys. The upper body will always figure itself out. But one of the most important things is that as long as we can stay stable within the hip and groin, so we can sink a little bit deeper, we'll engage where we need to.
As we inhale now, straighten out that front leg, hand towards the ceiling, reverse your triangle. And as we exhale, Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose on the right-hand side. So right hand on the inside of the shin or ankle, stack your shoulders, rotate your chest. Really allowing every part of your body to slowly search for its alignment. Stay active into the thigh. Gaze hopefully towards the left-hand side. And then over time, taking it towards the ceiling. We're going to flow into our half moon. For those of you who struggle with the left hand in the air, you can place the left hand on the hip to make it a little bit easier. But let's bend into the right knee, right hand outside of the baby toe. And when you are ready, gently come to fly. Half moon. Kick through your heel, rotate your chest. But we're not going to be here for long. Let's see if we can pulse that through now. Take a breath. And as we exhale, bring the knee in, arm down. Push up. That's one. Bring it down. Very nice. That's two. Last one. Bring it down. That's three. Very nice, guys. Take it back. Up for a breath. And as we exhale, now dragon twist. Left foot outside of the right. Hands towards the heart center. Elbow outside of the right knee. Twist towards the right-hand side. Last breath there. And as we exhale, hands back down towards the ground, and we allow that left foot to meet the right. Inhale, come up halfway. And as we exhale, plant our hands, step back to the high plank, and we're going to move through our vinyasa now. Lower the knees down first, tuck the elbows. Inhale, the head and chest lifts. Exhale, hips go up and back. Downward facing dog. Very nice. Let's move, my friends. Right leg rises. And step in between your hands. Find your lunge. Inhale to rise, high crescent. And as we exhale, arrow lunge, hands towards the back of the room, body weight forward. When you are ready, come to fly now, aeroplane. Lift up your back leg, rotate the hip down. Send that body weight forward. Hands towards the heart center. Right knee, left knee into the chest, come all the way up to standing. Find your figure four shape, take a breath. And as we exhale, gently sit down. Hold here, stay nice and flexed into that foot. Take your body weight now slightly forward. Begin to straighten out that right leg. Bring your hands towards the ground. Hold it here as you tuck the chin and fold. We're going to pulse this now 3 times. Gently bend the knee. You can move your arm out the way if you don't have the flexibility. And then slowly straighten. 2 more. Bend the knee. Straighten. 2. Last one. Bend the knee. Straighten. Very nice, guys. From here, release the left foot down to meet the right. As we inhale, come up halfway. And as we exhale, now step all the way back. Find your high plank. And we move through our vinyasa. Lower the knees down first. Tuck the elbows. Inhale, the head and chest lifts. Exhale, hips go all the way up and back. Downward facing dog. Left leg rises 3-legged. And gently step in between your hands. Find your lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale to rise, high crescent. And as we exhale, arrow lunge, body weight forward, hands towards the back of the room. Aeroplane as you come to fly. Lift up your back leg, rotate the hip down. Bring your hands towards the heart center. Right knee into the chest. Come all the way up to standing one-legged. And as we exhale, figure 4 shape, take a breath. Exhale slowly. Sit down. Now this is my slightly tighter side, guys. Each of us have one. So once you find yours, I want you to acknowledge it for what it is. And maybe you won't be able to find the same type of mobility on this side, but that does not mean that we cannot try. From here, body weight forward and begin to straighten out that leg as the hands find the ground. So I'm already going to lift up my left hand because now I'm going to need the space. So when I'm ready, bend in and straighten. 2 more. Bend in and straighten. Last one. Bend in and straighten. Very nice, guys. From here, slowly plant that foot all the way down. And as we inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, gently step back to your high plank. And through the vinyasa we go. Knees down first. Tuck the elbows. Inhale, the head and chest lifts. Exhale, hips go all the way up and back. Downward facing dog. Shall we try to put that all together, shall we? Right leg rises, 3-legged. And gently step outside of your right hand. Runner's lunge, drop the back knee down. Walk your hands forward. Relax the forehead. Slow it down. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Right toes go slightly off of the mat. Come onto the outside blade of your right foot. Hand on the inside of the knee. As we inhale, now straighten that arm. As you twist. Straighten that leg. And I want you to heel toe that foot all the way back to center. Lift up your back knee. As we inhale, come up to rise. High crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Drop the back foot parallel. Inhale, now straighten out that front leg. Reverse your triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Right hand on the inside. Find your posture. Take your breath. Hand onto the hip or keep the hand into the air. Bend into the right knee. Half moon is your inhalation. And as you exhale, bring that knee down. Left arm down. Pulse 1 time. Inhale, push up. Exhale, down. Very nice. Inhale, push up. Exhale, dragon twist. Find your elbow outside of the knee. Take a deep inhalation here. Exhale, hands towards the ground. This time, guys, left knee all the way into the chest, hands at the heart center, and we're slowly going to come all the way up to standing. Take a breath here. Exhale, figure 4 shape, deep inhalation. And as we exhale, slowly sit down. And we're just going to hold, my friends. For those of you who would like to forward fold, you are more than welcome. I'm just going to hang out here. It feels pretty good. When you are ready, forward folders, come meet us back now into this bend. Plant both feet down. Utkatasana chair pose is the inhalation. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale is halfway. And as we exhale, step back, high plank, and through the vinyasa we go. Knees down first, tuck the elbows. Inhale, the head and chest lifts. Exhale, hips go all the way up and back, downward facing down. Left leg rises now, 3-legged. And step in between your hands. Find your lunge. Excuse me, step outside of your left hand, runner's lunge. Drop the back knee down, sorry for that, guys. Walk your hands forward and gently hold it here. Keep squeezing the knee against the side body. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Toes now move towards the outside of the mat. Come onto the outside blade. Sink the hips down. Left hand to the inside of the knee. And as we inhale, straighten the arm. As we twist. Last breath, yeah. And as we exhale now, I want you to plant that foot down and just heel toe the foot all the way back in. Lift up your back knee. And as we inhale, come to rise. High crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Drop the back foot parallel. Inhale, now straighten out that front leg, reverse the triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Come all the way down and hold your breath. Let's find our half moon, hand in the hip or into the air, bend into the knee, gently come to fly. Take a breath here. Exhale, knee down, hands down. We pulse one time. Inhale, push up. Exhale, knee down, hands down. Push back up. And as we exhale, now dragon twist, foot outside. Plant your hands. Lift up your chest. Take a breath here. And as we exhale, hands towards the ground, right knee comes into the chest this time. Hands at the heart center. Find your strength. Come all the way back up. And as we exhale, figure four shape. Take a breath here. Exhale now, slowly sit down. You may forward fold if you like. I'm just gonna hold it here. Last breath, everyone comes to meet me here. And as we exhale, plant the foot down. Inhale is Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold and release. Halfway lift as you're in. And gently step it all the way back to your high plank. That is your X. And move through your vinyasa. Very nice, my friends. Take a deep breath here. Out through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Identify the right leg. And let's find our pigeon pose, right knee outside of the right wrist. We're just going to hold this here for a couple of breaths so you can walk your hands all the way down. Of course, just like anything, guys, this is a video. So if you want to hold your pigeon pose for a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to press pause right now and then restart it. But we're going to be here for about 3 to 4 breaths. Keep rotating the left hip down, sink the hips. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders, sit onto that right sitting bone. Left leg comes all the way around. Now we're going to do a slightly different version of Janushasana. So for those of you who want to do classic, you're more than welcome, foot on the inside of the left thigh. But for those of you who would like to do a slightly different variation, you're welcome to find half Padmasana. You can bring your foot all the way up towards the inner groin. Or like me, just place it on top of the thigh. You're welcome to place a block underneath this foot. But for those of you who are comfortable where you are, it's perfectly fine. Align your body with the left big toe. Inhale, the arms rise. And as we exhale, head to knee variation. Come all the way down. Grab onto the shin, ankle, or calf, whatever is accessible to you. Main focus here should be bending the elbows and rolling the body weight forward. Let's slowly come all the way back up. And gently from here, we're going to find a little bit of Agni Stambhasana. So bring that left foot underneath the right, and we're going to find log pose. It's like pretty much like placing 2 logs on top of each other. If you can park a minivan in between your knees, don't worry, guys. I'm pretty much in the same space. So all we want to do here is stack our knees. Nice, lots of flexion into the ankles to look after them. Place your hands onto the knees or at the heart center, wherever you feel comfortable. I'm casual like this, so just keep it nice and easy. Both sitting bones on the ground, lift up through your chest. Find length through the spine, just 2 breaths here. I know it can be tough, guys, especially after all that hip work. Stay with me. Very nice, guys. Let's just take that right foot off and roll over your knees. And we find back into our downward facing dog. We do that little sequence now on the other side. Take a breath here, left leg up. And just find pigeon pose now on the left-hand side. Extend the leg all the way back. Arms down onto your forearms or whatever feels good for you. Just a couple of breaths here. And while we're sitting here in these slightly longer hold. Just acknowledge just kind of how sensitive or fresh the hips feel. And that's your hard work, my friends. That's what hard work feels like. Last breath. Very nice. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders, sit onto that left sitting bone, and bring the right leg all the way around. So if you're playing around with this variation, guys, you just want to go back to classic Janu, left on the inside. You felt like it didn't work for you. But if it felt good, guys, we're just going to place that foot back onto the thigh, or we're going to find, of course, half lotus if that is in your practice. Nice and active into the ankle. Use your inhalations to find length. And as we exhale, Janu, which is just a little variation, come all the way down. As I said, just focus on bending at the elbows, draw the body weight forward. And inhalation brings me all the way up. And I'm just going to find a little bit of Agni Stambhasana on this side, a log pose. Try to stack your shins, nice and active into your feet. Both sitting bones are on the ground. You can be all casual. But for those of you who are really struggling in this posture, just know that your hips is a journey, my friends. Our fascial lines and all of the fascial tissue needs a consistent idea that it is being changed. So we need to force that issue by stretching every day. So whether you are sitting like this now or sitting like this 2 years from now, nice and comfortably, I want you to travel know that every journey is your own. And we need to take it a day as we come. Gentle release here, guys, and you can just hold this nice little comfortable seated position. When you are ready, you just come meet me flat on your backs. Bring your knees into the chest, just give them a couple of circular motions. And we're going to end off today with just a little bit of a twist. So extend the left foot leg forward, right knee into the chest, take a breath. And as we exhale, supine twist, knee over towards the left, gaze to the right. Gently back to center, right leg forward, left knee in, take a breath. And now supine twist, knee towards the right, gaze towards the left. Both shoulders on the ground, just search for that little bit of softness as you twist. See how it feels to be active into your bottom leg. Gently back to center, and just a little happy baby here, guys. Take one last deep inhalation here. And as we exhale, let's find our final resting posture for today. Shavasana, heels towards the corners of the mat, palms at your sides. Close the eyes. Acknowledge the journey that you have taken. Appreciate the time, space, and energy that has been shared. And this is my gift to you. Loka sumasta sukhinu bhavantu, may all beings be happy and free. Om Shanti. Namaste.